All right, welcome back. So today we're on the Sledge. Went out and ran it yesterday, and within a few minutes it broke. So I want to dig deeper into it and find out what broke, why it broke, all that kind of stuff. So I guess the first thing we need to do is take this wheel off. I know that the shock cap broke. And the lower pin came out or broke. So the pin snapped, which I've never had a pin snap before. But we broke a shock cap, which is a first for me as well, and I don't believe I have any shock caps. So I'm going to remove the shock. That shock is in there. Yeah, so the arm did pull out. For some reason the shock ain't coming off. So I'm going to pull apart this front. Long one in the center. And it looks like 4 short ones. We'll release all this stuff. Let's see, the pin. So I'm going to see how short it is because I'm missing the piece on the other side. So here's how long the pin should be. And let me find my pins. We'll be right back. All right, down here at Race Prep Hobbies, picked up the parts we're missing for the Sledge. So give you a look around this place. They're in Simi Valley, about an hour and a half from me. Seem to carry a lot of Traxxas stuff. So if you're looking for Traxxas, they even do Horizon here, and you're in the Simi Valley area, give them a shout out. I'll put their Facebook page and check them out. So here we go. It's race prep. They're open, looks like even on Sundays. So check them out, follow them. They're on Instagram, Facebook. I'll put the link in the description. So go give them a follow. They're out here in Simi Valley, California. All right, had the parts I needed. We'll be back when we get home. All right, so just like that, we are home with the parts we need to hopefully get this thing together. Oh. On the manual, I always bring the manual and I always call for the parts. It's just easier that way. So the hinge pin is a 9541. And then the optional one is the 9540 optional. So they had both. I picked up the 9540 and brought the shock with me to kind of match things up. And as you can tell, that thing is so hardened that it doesn't bend, it snaps. Now I know on the X-Max they'll bend, and the Max and that kind of stuff, they'll bend. So they tried to, I think, make them hardened so that they wouldn't bend, but the problem with that is during impact, they're strung up into the point where they snap, and that seems to be what happened here. So we're going to go ahead and open this thing up. I'm going to start changing out all the hinge pins, and then I'll keep the factory ones as backups. Normally I would just change the ones that it needs, but some of these are captured, and I believe that has to do with the pins pulling out, which is probably these out here are captured. So it looks like that's going to be the hardened version of that. I probably won't change these out right now. I'll wait for these outers to snap. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and stick these things back in there. Oh, don't put that until I get that in. Get this slid back on, goes the other way. Come on. And little bumper piece is in two pieces. The long skinny screws. Then there's the long center. That's the way I'm used to doing it. Arms nice and free. And then this is going to be for our shock. So now I'm going to have to get the shock repaired. And I bought Max shock caps because nobody had the Sledge one. And I believe the mounting screw here is going to be different. At least from what I remember. So, let's see if I have the driver for this, which I believe I do. Yeah, so that is a lot bigger from what I remember. I think Chef Beardsley had one of these blow out, a shock cap and a hinge pin, I think. Yeah, so that's got a much bigger than this. So I believe if I just knock the center out of this, because I don't want to put a smaller screw. One side of the brass bushing comes out, and then this comes out. Because I believe that's all that it is. So we'll be right back. All right, so I'll show you how I modified it to make the Max shock caps work. It's very, very simple. So we are going to take out the insert is the first thing we're going to do. When you tap it out, the little brass insert will go with it. We're going to go ahead and put that brass insert back in without this little small thing. And I'm just using a little driver to press the brass thing back in. And then you will have to drill it out a little bit, just the brass. So it's got two sides to the brass. There we go. I'm about to take this shock out. It's just hard to get the bottoms in. There we go. So this little piece goes into the original shock cap. We're going to unscrew the shock cap. Make sure the rubber stays in there. Make sure it's clean. So it's snug. And then I have to cut off, I'm just going to use this as a spacer. So we're just using this as a spacer to go behind. Then bearing. That's it. No slop. That's it. So the bearing on the front is taking up the slop on the front and then allowing it to swivel without binding. And that's it. That's how I modified the stock shock caps. As you see, this one broke. I just took out those two little pieces and then shimmed it accordingly. And then of course our broken hinge pin, replace that out. So this is all back together. Now I will be doing the rear shock caps and the rear hinge pins, but no sense you guys seeing that stuff. I did get the upgraded shock caps, the aluminum ones, and the upgraded hinge pins through Traxxas. So everything should be good. I would have got the regular shock caps for this if they were available. Just couldn't find them. So making a little modification is better than the RC sitting around broken. And that's it. Oh, that's funny. I did this and the ESC flashed on like it was backfeeding. But there we go. Always making small changes. And I think Chef Beardsley, when he did it, he just changed the screw out and put a smaller screw to run the max caps like this. But I figured keep the big bolt and I'll just shim it and do it accordingly. And there we go. We are back on the road. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rear off camera now that I know that the hinge pins are weak and that I bought the hardened ones. We're going to go ahead and get this thing buttoned up, but you don't need to see the rest of it. Sledge is back on the road And shout out to Race Prep. I'll drop their link in the description. Helped me out a bunch. Simi Valley, it's a little bit of drive for me, but they had what I need. So shout out to them. Seems like cool guys. I did buy my Rustler 4x4 from Race Prep many years ago, about 5 years ago. So, and I think I bought some upgrades from it for it too. But Race Prep, very cool shop. If you're in the Simi Valley area, go check them out. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.